They've just released a climate emergency plan. 81 pages it took for them to write this emergency plan. They declared a climate emergency back in 2012, by the way, but they've finally got round to the plan, which, amongst other things, demands that people in their locality stop eating meat because, of course, meat is bad for the environment, all that methane. The irony, of course, the delicious irony of this is that it's just been revealed that at the Yarra Council, prior to every council meeting, all the executives and councillors are served roast beef, chicken or lamb before their meeting. In fact, the other night when they approved this climate emergency plan, which says residents should no longer eat meat, they were served roast meat right before they voted to endorse this plan. Joe, you could not make this stuff
I just
up.
love this story so much. And again, it just tells you everything you need to know about the Greens, who of course dominate Yarra City Council. It tells you everything you need to know about inner city Melbourne, which of course where Yarra City Council is. And it tells you everything you need to know about vegetarians, or indeed what used to be vegetarians. Now, of course, you've got to go vegan.
Vegans.
Otherwise it just doesn't count. And we're talking completely plant-based. And again, if you want to, this is what you do when you can't afford the $1,500 to go on a male retreat and lie in a pool with other middle-aged men.
Greens councillor.
So you become a Greens councillor. There's your third place, and you put out little communiques saying, "Hey, I think everybody should be vegetarian, just like me." I just love it so much. Just imagine being on a city council, like on a local government council, and just imagine just having the thought cross through your head, oh, I know, you know what we should do? We should tell our residents what to eat.
And while everyone's going vegan, they've also set goals for how many residents in that area would be going to work on scooters. So they want to increase scooter use by 40% come mid-2030s, because that would be great.
Have you read their actual plan, though?
No,
it's very
just
detailed.
the highlights. Have you read the whole? It's 81 pages.
I mean, it is, but this whole part
longer
about
than the
their
Uluru
substantial
Statement.
evidence. They have substantial evidence, Mac.
Go on.
People at home, you need to be aware of this. There is substantial evidence, they say, to suggest that the emissions associated with current dietary patterns, particularly the high and increasing rate of consumption of animal products, are likely to make it impossible to limit global heating to 1.5 Celsius. The plan says it is widely understood that a shift to plant-based diets is critical in responding to the climate emergency. So here they are telling you, we are not going to make it unless you stop eating animal-based products. They say, well, they eat animal-based products. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfect encapsulation of what I like to call climate communism. Because it wasn't the people at the top who were starving during communist regimes, wasn't the people at the top who were suffering and doing it hard and dying in millions, whether they were shot into mass graves or just didn't have enough to eat or from exposure. No. Everything about climate communism means less for you. Less food for you, less travel for you, less options for you, period. Whether we're talking about where you can get your energy from, how much energy you're allowed to use on a daily basis, which car you can drive now, it will not affect any of them. And they know it. So they're happy to make these rules. They're happy to virtue signal for as long as the day is long. But not themselves.
And the good
they
thing
will
is,
not put it into practice. Remember when Davos got pulled up doing this very thing at the World Economic
They're all
Forum?
having succulent
They were like,
steaks.
agriculture is raping the planet. There's no way we can save it for as long as there's agriculture on Earth. How do you want us to live? There's this thing called food. Meanwhile, they were feasting on the fat of the land.
But Liz, you said so yourself. If they don't get their meaty proteins, they won't have the strength and testosterone to lead the revolution.
Well, they won't get
and overthrow the government.
You're a vegan, aren't you?
The good thing about this story is it
no.
saves you from ever having to read Animal Farm, because the Yarra Council approving all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. The other thing I like about this climate action plan, which we must mention, is the Yarra Council did say that deforestation is a massive problem. And I can only imagine how bad it is in Fitzroy, Collingwood and Richmond, where they are responsible for what happens. Seriously, what a joke.
Although, to be fair, it is often said, that the left will eat itself. Well, now they can't, because that would be
Yeah,
That wouldn't be a plant-based
meat.
diet.
No.
That would be red meat.
Although if you ate a vegan, would that be a vegan diet?